Right. We have another fun activity. This one is really cool too. Um, I think so. At least I think it's pretty interesting, but it does require supervision. We do have to be super careful with making it and what we do with it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is for our letter R, we're going to be making a rain stick. So has anyone seen a rain stick before or has made a rain stick before? So a rain stick is something that when you turn it, right, everything inside goes from one end to the other and it sounds like rain. So that sound can be a very calming one. It ends up being a very cool kind of an item or even a tool to help with like making a calming type of experience. That sound of rain, for example. All right, so you can do different things. I have an empty paper towel roll that I'm going to be using. So an empty paper towel roll, if you have any kind of empty roll, uh, they say that you're supposed to make it with nails, but I like to be careful. I don't really like to use the nails because if we squeeze it, I don't like to have nails in there or accidentally step on it. So what I'm going to be doing instead, our letter R, rain stick, what I'm going to be doing instead is using toothpicks. So I have a couple of toothpicks here and see, I was just testing out how it would look with the holes. So you see some holes and what we're going to be doing, actually the first thing that we want to do, I'm going to be using my duct tape here. You can use any kind of tape. Okay, the first thing we want to do is close off the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to get our tape onto the bottom. And if you want a longer rain stick, you can put two of these together, or you can even use the one for wrapping paper. That's a longer one, okay? And of course, a stronger one is gonna be like one that's inside tin foil or plastic wrap. This is just from paper towels, okay? So just from paper towels, oops. Okay, sorry. So tying off the edge here, take my piece of tape, all right, and I'm gonna need a piece of tape for the other side too. So take my piece of tape and then I'm gonna rip it in half. Okay, so I have some for another time. Okay, and I'll leave it right over here. Okay, so just gonna be closing down one side, making it nice and tight. So that one side is closed just like this. All right, so what we're gonna be doing is taking our toothpicks and putting them through our paper towel roll, so it goes like this. All right, so again, we need some supervision. The toothpicks are a little pointy, okay, but we're gonna just change the order of side, left to right, top to bottom, right, so that it ends up being perpendicular pattern in there. Okay, pushing them through, and I'm making the holes here. This hole is here, but on the other side, right, so it just looks like this. A little twist back and forth, and it comes through. Okay. Back to the top here. So here I have my hole here on the bottom, so be careful of our fingers, right? We might need some supervision. Okay, and we keep going. Okay, towards the end, it might be a little harder. All right, so we end up having, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just 5 of them. All right, so you can always do a couple of more, maybe diagonally. And again, it says to use nails, but I don't like to use nails just because it's a little dangerous. All right. Oh, that one didn't make it through. Okay, and that's why sometimes pre-making the holes can be a good idea too, just so that the holes are already there. and it's a little easier to get the toothpicks through there. Okay, so we don't need too many of them. Maybe I'll do just one more. Just going a little bit on an angle here. Okay, and again, just being careful of the fingers. All right, so now we have this toothpicked kind of studded paper towel roll, and inside here's how it looks. All right, and the reason for this is because once we get our different items on the inside, it's going to have to pass through all of these, so it's going to slow it down a little as it passes through, and that's going to give it that rain sound. All right, so what we can actually do, and again, this is why we need supervision for this, is we can actually cut off the tips of this, the tips of the toothpicks. We can cut off the tips of the toothpicks and put duct tape to, perfect, right, to duct tape where we did that. So for example, I'll use this piece of duct tape that I have here. So cut off one tip. I'm going to put duct tape right there. And on the opposite side, oops. Okay. On the opposite side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut off the tip. I'm going to put a little bit of duct tape there. So again, we need supervision when we're doing this, right? And then that makes it safer. So see now here, I have my toothpick inside of this part, and it's not pointy, doesn't hurt, and it makes it a little bit safer to use. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest of these, and I will fast forward you while I do that, so hang tight. Okay, I'm getting my last piece of tape, so I cut all of them so that they're not sharp anymore, and I put a piece of duct tape on all of them. So now here's how they look from the outside, and yet this is how they look from the inside. Still that pattern in here. Okay, remember you can always put more. All right, and since this is kind of sticking out and I want to reinforce it, I'm going to just take some tape and just get it around the outside just to make sure that this is all holding, right? So I'm just going to get just a couple of pieces of tape, and I know it's going to be using a lot of tape, but just I would rather be safe than sorry. So just making sure that it's holding all of this down, all of this together. Okay, I'm going to get a couple of pieces of tape, going across it. Will do. Okay, just rather be safe than sorry. Make sure it stays on. Perfect. All right, gives it a little bit of a design too now. So now we know that that's in there, and now we make our rain stick. Okay, so what we do for our rain stick is we put different kinds of materials in here. So you can choose what kind of materials you want to put in here, either beads, rice, sand, cereal. Cereal might go bad though, right? So I have some different things here. So let's see what I have. I have some lentils. Okay, some lentils. So I'm gonna put some lentils. You can always practice doing this with a funnel. I don't have a funnel, so I just okay. So I have some lentils, and I have some brown rice. Okay. And I also have some buckwheat here. Buckwheat. So experiment with different things, see how different things sound. Right? So it ends up being about a half a cup total that I'm putting in. Just about a half a cup. Right? And nice and carefully, right? This is a nice two-handed activity. We pour everything in. A funnel might be better. All right, I think that might be enough. All right, and then we have to just close off our top here. So I have another piece of wrap. Okay, remember, if you want to make it bigger, you can have two of these together, or you can have from wrapping paper, right? That's a big one, and it's a little more sturdy. The paper towel roll is probably the least sturdiest one there is. You know, you can see that it's very bendy, very loose, but still works. And I'm putting a big one here just because I just want to make sure that it's gonna hold. All right, we're in business. All right, so this becomes our rain stick, and of course mine is just full of tape, but you can always make different color tape or put strings on here for different designs. And let's give it a try. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, I think I went a little too much. All right, I'm gonna have to edit this, not the video, because the videos are coming in live. I'm gonna edit how much is in here. I went a little too much on the smaller one. Okay, get our top off. So maybe just a quarter of a cup is all we need. Let's see. So we might actually need even more toothpicks in here. Okay, but this is the rain sound we're going for. So it's not really getting stuck in there as much as we wanted to. You can actually put, I saw a video that you can actually take a piece of paper, and why don't we give it a try? Take a piece of paper. Maybe we'll use just a half of a paper. And roll it up, scrunch it up, and put that in there as well. So it'll provide just a little bit of blockage. Okay, maybe one more. I'm telling you, you get to learn from all my mistakes. So thanks for watching, everyone. All right, just trying to bring some interesting ideas. The rain stick is a really cool one. You know, it is pretty effective as far as making that rain sound. Ooh, starting to sound like one. All right, so just going a little slower. All right, I think now we can get some more beans back in here. Hey, now we're talking. All right, so with our top on, get our top back on. All right, tighten it. Okay, we're in business. Let's give it a try. Better. Ooh. All right, so I did it just with 5 or 6 toothpicks. The more toothpicks that you put in there, the more resistance there will be. So it can really make it better as far as blocking, the path to make it go slower and not just fall through the other side. So maybe filling it up with 10, 15 toothpicks like that. And again, you can learn from my mistakes and make it a little better on your, I covered it up with duct tape just because this way I have no problems holding it, right? And if it's full of toothpicks especially, I have zero pain. Nothing is poking into my hand, poking into my fingers. It's just that it doesn't look so beautiful, right? It doesn't look so appealing. But that's fine. I mean, you can always cover it up as a base layer like this and then put another layer of something else on top. Maybe a piece of paper and tape that on or glue that on. Have a certain design, draw a design, and glue that paper and roll it around onto that paper. Okay, put a ribbon or string for a little more of a aesthetic appeal. But our rain stick, and you can see through. As it starts coming right into one side, coming down to the other side. Okay. And it just has a rain sound. Right? It sounds like rain. Let's listen. Okay. So a rain stick ends up requiring some supervision to make, but it's really cool how it works, right? So putting some more obstacles in here so it doesn't go so smoothly down. And then it gets really nice to use because just going back and forth, right, we're able to make these sounds, which can be like a calming experience. So they recommend if you Google it, if you try to find rain stick, it's usually with nails for a different kind of sound. But I am scared of the nails because what if this is on the floor and somebody steps on it or squeezes it very hard? Okay, here with our toothpicks, and you could squeeze it, and yes, it can still hurt, but the toothpicks are more likely to break or crush, whereas the nails won't. And so I like to just stay on the side of caution. Well, all right, so make it on your own. Use it as part of your calm down kit or stress toolbox, stress box, right? Safety box. If you have one where you can put different items in there that can be helpful for just making ourselves to feel good in certain situations or throughout the day. So check it out. Try it on your own. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching and bearing with my mistakes. So our letter R, rain stick. Okay, make one on your own, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's fun and effective and helpful. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everyone again next time. All right.